Back again for a review of what I watched. We're talking about day 7 now. These these challenges where you go through trying to watch, in this case, 100 movies in 31 days. You kind of have peaks and valleys. Like a couple of days ago, I guess I just kind of ran out of gas, and then yesterday, man, I just picked it back up, got my second wind, if you will. I also had some Blu Rays from the UK that came in that I'll show you at the end of this. But let's see I went through a slew of shit yesterday. I rewatched Phantasm, the Anchor Bay release. This is coming out on Blu Ray with the Ravager, I believe, December 6th. I'm going to wait till, and then there's a box set, I believe, coming out the first quarter next year of all the films. So I'm going to wait. This Anchor Bay is pretty nice. It's got some good special features, some audio commentaries. I hope they update all that. There's also a fan edit of this film on a website. You can download the film for free. A 2010 fan edit film. This is, to me, Phantasm is the most original horror movie concept since, of the 70s, late 70s and 80s and onward. What a great idea. Basically the tall man here is terrorizing this kid, and he is actually kind of like a gatekeeper between this reality and the beyond reality. And then you've got the ball going around drilling people in the head. It's just a fantastic concept, and well done. The acting is fantastic. You got characters that you actually care about that are memorable, which is a rarity today in horror movies. Today's horror movies, you got essentially a bunch of kids right off of GQ magazine that you don't give two shits about other than to watch them die. But, this sorely lacking is memorable characters, and this has it. 8 out of 10. Then I watched Innkeepers. I'm not a Ty West fan, I think, is the summary I can give you on this one. And thank God I just bought the DVD and paid, I think, $3 or $4 for it. This is a run-of-the-mill ghost story. It just takes way too long to get going. In my opinion, way too long. The jump scare thing doesn't work for me. And they're the two main characters I couldn't care less about, and they weren't effective, memorable characters, and you had to wait about an hour before you really got anything going. And there's no, in that hour, in my opinion, no suspense, no build-up. No build-up as, say, compare it to a Hitchcock movie or any other build-up of suspense movies you can think of. I think this one just doesn't have any kind of a feel for the genre, in my opinion. And then again, Ty West, I didn't like House of the Devil. I didn't hate it. It's kind of like this one. I didn't hate it, didn't like it. And I didn't think much of The Sacrament either. The Sacrament was a movie about the Jonestown massacre. And all they did was just lift from the actual story, true story of the massacre. They just filmed a documentary version of that. I don't know. I just didn't think it was very original. So, yeah, it's 5 out of 10. Herschel Gordon Lewis died, as many of you know, so I watched 2000 Maniacs, and I actually listened to the director's cut. I've kind of gone through these before and listened to the director's cut. I rewatched it. He has a fascinating antiseptic style. There's something about, I think what works for me with these movies is there's something about all the sets are clean. The characters are unusually clean looking. And then you contrast that with this very rich, bloody gore on top of it. The whole idea of a very antiseptic, clean looking scenery and characters contrasted with these gory, bloody scenes. It's interesting. It's a unique. He had a unique style, no doubt about that. But 2000 Maniacs is maybe his best film, horror gore film, about a town of crazies in the South that are trying to get back at the Yankees for winning the war by massacring them and killing them in very unique ways, like stuffing them in a barrel and driving nails into the barrel and rolling the barrel down the hill. Anyway, if you like Herschel Gordon Lewis gore films, I think that's probably his best one, in my opinion. I did order the that box set, limited edition box set. I'm supposed to get that at the end of the month. Next up, the Scream Factory release of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. Didn't go through the special features, but I did watch the film, and it looks great, pristine, and it's a great movie. Let's see. There's the alternate cover art. That's the original. I guess I'll switch that out now that I'm thinking about it. I like that, but it's not. We'll go old school here. Black comedy take of the Texas Chainsaw. Dennis Hopper plays the cop that's trying to get revenge for the family having killed his cousin in the wheelchair. Then I watched, you can tell how much I care about this. It's come completely apart and I couldn't care less. This is Chainsaw 3D. There you go. You got characters. You know, it's supposed to be a sequel to the original. I just see it as a reboot. I mean, it's the same story. You've got a bunch of kids in a van crossing Texas, and they make a pit stop because one of the characters has a inheritance they've got to sign, and of course they run into Leatherface. I mean, this is an example of what I'm talking. This is an example of what I'm talking about, where today's directors have lost what made the 60s, 70s, 80s films so good. Memorable characters, good story. This doesn't have it. It's got a shitty ending. It's got kids that come right off of GQ magazine that you don't give two shits about. From a characterization standpoint, all you're doing is waiting for them to get killed, and they do. So yeah, it's not horrible. It's a 5 out of 10, but it's not very good. And then I watched Mosquito, 1995 Mosquito. Oh man, this is a great cheese fest. You know, grab a Newcastle or your beer of choice and go at it. It's just a fun ride. Mutant mosquitoes chasing around Gunnar Hansen, and Gunner's cutting them down with his chainsaw. Oh man, it's good stuff. Here's the original artwork. I like this artwork. The disc is pretty cool too. I love this movie. It's not good, but for what they had to do in terms of making giant mosquitoes fly around and attack people, they did a great job. Fun movie. Hell of a movie. 7 out of 10. I'm going to go through it later in November and listen to the commentaries and all that, but I love the movie. Now, I had some more Blu Ray, had some more stuff come in yesterday from the UK that I'd ordered quite a while ago. I'll quickly show those. I got another copy of X-Ray. I've already got this, but this is the 88 Films Slasher Classics collection, and it's got some different special features. So I did want to hear the special features because I like this movie a lot. Then I got I wanted to get Death Ship, this 1980 film with George Kennedy, but the Blu Ray is just outrageously expensive. So I picked this thing up for about $10, but it's got a lot of special features. So yeah, I'm happy with this. Other than as opposed to the Blu Ray. Then I got Drive-In Massacre, 88 Films release. Never seen it, but I'll probably watch it this month. And finally, this one is very interesting, and Quaidon. And this is not the Criterion, and I specifically did not buy the Criterion because the Criterion is cut. This is the uncut film. There's apparently 20 minutes of footage of this film that was cut from the Criterion. I don't fully understand all that. I'll do more research on the topic when I watch this film. But yeah, I wanted the uncut edition. And apparently this Eureka release, from a picture quality standpoint, when I researched it, is as good or better than the Criterion. So this may want to be one of the very few instances where you would want to not get the Criterion and go with an alternate release like the Eureka. Criterion usually, when they pick a film and do it, they do it right. But in this one case, for some reason, they chose to cut the film and use the cut version, and the picture quality is obviously good because it's Criterion, but not nearly up to the speed of this release for some reason. So I'll watch this and give a more detailed discussion of it. Huge booklet on this thing. This thing is 60, 70 page booklet on the movie. This is supposed to be one of the more, and I'm not seeing it actually, believe it or not. I'm ashamed to say I've never even seen this movie. So that's the update for day 7. I'll be back again for day 8 very soon. Thanks for watching.